parts of speech. Okay? Right? Okay, so who remembers the parts of speech?
Introduction.
Introduction,
No, it's a speech.
speech, the parts of grammar. What are the different types of words that we can use? There are
Predicate, subject.
predicates and subjects are specific types of ones, but so what's the subject?
Is what we are talking about.
And so that's going to be a person, right? Or a place,
It's a noun.
or a thing. It's a noun, right? Person, place, thing, and then I add on an extra one, okay? Or idea, yeah. A lot of times I say person, place, thing. But I have to say person, place, thing, or idea because of things like freedom. Because when I say freedom, we don't think of that as a thing. When I say things, I think of things that I can hold in my hand, right? So that's what I mean by things a lot of times. But when I say ideas, freedom is a thing, right? Because I can say, oh, it's a thing. It's a freedom thing. But it doesn't always trigger in my mind that freedom is going to be a thing. So I have to say ideas as well. Okay? Now, person, place, thing, or idea. These answer, you can always tell what a noun is by asking the question, what? So I say, what am I holding? A marker, right?
Marker.
Okay. What is on that table?
Computer.
The computer, right? Yeah, notebook, a computer, a stapler, a mouse, a keyboard. All of those things are nouns. So you can answer the question, what is that? Or what are we here for? That's a noun. Also, who's sitting in that chair?
Student.
Yeah, a student, Arnulfo, a man. Any of those kind of things are nouns as well. So who or what, those are our nouns. Okay? You can give me another one.
Another one, what, question?
Another part of speech.
Verb.
Verb. Okay? What's a verb?
The action.
An action. Okay. En español, estar. ¿Es un action?
Está.
Ser or estar?
To be.
Cero está.
It's not an action, right?
Passive. It's a passive.
And so it's more of a generally in English you only find one passive verb, then it's all the forms of to be, I am, he is, you were, all of those forms. In Spanish we get a couple more other options, ser, está, haber. So those kind of things that aren't really doing anything. You know, it's not really an action. It's just the way things are, right? So always remember the states of being verbs, because those are going to also be kind of tricky.
Do you want us to write this down?
Yeah, that would be helpful. Also, with any luck, this will come out good, and you guys will get to see it on the web. But just in case it doesn't, make those notes so I can film it all over again. Okay, action or state of being. Okay. Now, a verb also answers a question. Answer the question, does what? Or did what, depending on which tense we're in. Okay, what does it do? It runs. It jumps. It flies. Okay? Or it doesn't really do anything, it just is. Even if you say it doesn't do anything, it just is, that's the verb right there. It just is. Okay. Okay, Gustavo, can you do any more?
No, I don't have.
Okay, anybody else?
What, adjectives?
Huh?
Pronoun, adjectives?
Adjectives? Pronouns are subsections of nouns. So they are persons, places, things, or ideas, but they are indefinite persons, places, things, or ideas. Those are the words like he, she, it. They all function as nouns, but they just kind of, you don't need to know who is involved in it. Okay, so an adjective. I'm going to give you guys a complex thing for this one, but when I get to the question, that's going to make it a little bit easier, okay? All right, so adjectives are a modifier that adds color, shape, quantity, quality, color, shape, quantity, quality, size, and character. It's a modifier that adds color, quantity, quality, size, and character to nouns. What I mean by modifier, it's going to modify or it's going to change these nouns. It's going to inform us more about it. So that I have a picture in my mind of a car, right? What color is a car?
Black.
What color is a car?
Yellow.
Yeah, so these modifiers change the car. If I say a black car, you have that black car in your mind. But as soon as we use Gustavo's yellow car, the car changes. It modifies the car. So these,
Modifies to distinguish also.
yeah, to distinguish us. And that's exactly, to distinguish is exactly going to be the question. Which one? Which marker am I holding?
Purple. Purple.
The purple. Which marker am I holding? Not purple.
Green.
No.
Expo.
The expo marker, the round marker, the fat marker, the dry erase marker. All of those,
Unique.
yeah, the unique marker. All of those function to tell me which marker. All of those function as adjectives.
Describing, right?
Yeah, they're descriptions. But I have to use the word modifier. It's going to change things. Okay, now then, once we have our adjective,
Adverb.
we're going to have the adverbs. Okay, it's another modifier.
Mister, do you have a highlighter?
Yes, I do. There's the stack of them up here.
You need one? Oh, well.
Thank you.
Not verbs, verbs. Verbs and adjectives. An adverb is a modifier that adds speed, quality, location, and intensity to verbs and adjectives. So adds to the verb, right? But they also add to the adjectives too, so don't forget that one. So what's the question we're going to ask for that one? Somebody?
How?
How? How brown is my shirt?
Brown.
Is
Light.
light.
brown.
Light brown, kind of brown, very brown. That's how it adds the intensity to an adjective, right? It adds a quality to your adjective.
A unique brown.
Yeah. How fast? Well, it's uniquely brown.
Unique.
Yeah. If you said unique brown, I'd probably say that that's a compound adjective. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But, you know, like when you say sky blue, it's not sky is modifying blue, it's together, it's sky blue. So we'll get into that in a little bit later. But that's a good point to raise right now. So these tell us how. How did he run? And any word that you want to use there. And typically the ones that modify the verbs, that give us a quality to our verbs, are going to be our ly verbs. Like, how did he run? He ran quickly, slowly, whatever, right? They're typically all ly verbs. Okay? Any questions, comments, concerns?